If you tuned into me, you watching Gully TV, I have a very special guest. Y'all already know this is very monumental. It's a pleasure to meet you in person, man.
Secret.
To a lot of people in the generation directly behind me, there was 2 guards, maybe 3 that meant everything to people. But because you were 6'3" and Allen Iverson was 6'1", a lot of guys could identify with you. Y'all were was a larger than life figure to some, man, flying through the air. You was like the underdog, being as though you went through all of those schools to make it to the University of Maryland. I have so much to say, man. I'm just filled with so many different feelings. Let's go back. Let's start off with the night that you battled Vince Carter, the dunk contest.
Yeah.
I seen an interview where you said you was so hyped to dunk that you didn't even stretch. Take me back to that night.
The night before, of course, my first time All-Star Weekend, man, we had the whole ambiance of, being at All-Star Weekend with all my boys from home. So we all talked like, hey, this your chance. This is an opportunity you always wanted to be on a big stage like Dominique, Michael, Spud Webb. So I had my chance. I get out there, I'm like, man, I see all the celebrities that you see on TV at those dunk contests, and they right there looking for me. So I willed myself, as I went out there, I just thought about every single dunk contest that I seen.
Right.
And whatever way they came out while I was dunking, that's what I was trying to do. So it wasn't like I planned anything that I absolutely did out there at all.
Was it butterflies involved with all of this shit?
Butterflies, because it was some females out there I was trying to look at. So I ain't want to mess up. But the butterflies of being on that stage.
You didn't miss any dunks that night, did you?
Probably just the ones Catino threw me. Was that the day? I don't know. But I think I probably missed one.
I recall you just pushing him to his highest peak. Most people will probably say Vince Carter is probably one of the greatest dunkers of all time. His most complete body of work you helped him create it, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you want to put it to that magnitude, man, like going into the dunk contest, everybody pretty much already had him as the winner. Everybody else is really playing for second place, and
right.
I don't think that in that dunk contest nobody wanted to be in the finals with him. But for me, I fought my way through. But like, if you see on that tape, man, when he put his arm in the rim, the whole gym, the whole basketball world just was at pause, because that was something we never seen at the time. So, but I like I said, I wasn't going back down. But
right.
But it was great to experience, just to be considered one of the best dunk contests.
When you said did nobody really want to be in the finals with him, was it a level of intimidation dunking?
Not me. I was like, all right, if I lose this, let's go play one-on-one.
I bust your ass.
Let's do this. If I lose this, I said, man. But I wasn't in it to try to become the world's best dunker. I was in it to win the dunk contest, right, so I can get that trophy. So, but it was a great night for me in Oakland that evening.
After that, you never competed in the dunk contest again,
I did one more time. I did. I took the year off in D.C. because BD said he was going to burn, said he was going to win it.
Right.
And I knew I was going to be home, and I had so much stuff that I knew I had to do. But I took that year off in D.C. and I went back the next year in Philly, where they had that dumbass wheel.
That shit was
corny. They had that dumbass wheel, and they do a 360
so
the ball.
You did that. That was the first time that they did the wheel. Stansbury from Indiana Pacers.
I was like, man, I might as well just sit the fuck down. I'm looking, and I don't know, Reggie Miller and Sherman, they both look the same. And I was just like, yeah, they do. And I was just like, they were like, spin the wheel. I spun the wheel and I seen that dunk. I was like, all right, man. But, like I said, the experience and coming from where I come from, you take advantage of all that shit.
Right.
Every chance you get.
Let's talk about where you come from. Washington, D.C. Tell me something about growing up in D.C.
If you don't like go-go, you don't like go-go and mumbo sauce, I don't know you. You from the outskirts. You got to listen to some go-go. You got to have that in on our Sundays, well, every day you hear go-go music. Mumbo sauce is the local carry-out store with our wings, rice, and stuff like that. And as a male, you gotta play basketball, football. You know, like in my era where you grew up, that was the only thing we had before the lights came. You know,
Was there a favorite or popular go-go group that you like?
I like from when I grew up, you know, Rare Essence, Backyard, Junkyard, RE, Northeast, like any band you could name. I've been all over Washington and Maryland, so I've accustomed to all different styles.
What was it like growing up on the basketball circuit in DC? I know the history. It's just so many different key players. And how did you? What was that shit like?
Shit, to be known, you had to be the best around your way. You had to be one of the top dogs from your hood to go play with the big dogs, to go play in the Urbo and the Kenner League.
So after you conquered your neighborhood, what was the next?
The world, obviously. You know, once you conquer that court on the block, then you go deeper and deeper into the city. You go deeper, and you want to go to where you know the pros gonna play. So eventually, I got to that level to where they were coming to the gym that I was playing in Tacoma Park. And every summer, man, the same thing. And we would go at it. And it wasn't just one dominant player. Myself, I'm not saying I was, but, you know, I can put myself, you know, to one of the guys who dedicated themselves to making everybody knowing that I'm going to be the top dog when the smoke cleared.
Right. What was it about basketball that kept you going? I looked at your story earlier. You went through a lot of schools and shit like that. Like, how was you able to keep composure?
Because I was like, man, let me get a chance to play against the people they say that are the best around here. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, being that I didn't play much organized basketball in high school, like I never got a chance to get on the court with these All-American, these All-County guys. And I'm just like, man, one day I'm going to be able to have that opportunity. When it presents itself, I'm going to be so prepared that the next step is going to be a professional player. And, you know, even though it didn't happen that fast, that simultaneously, but to this day, I respect the grind that I had, because I see some people who came in, they one-hit wonders. You know, they did good in high school. Damn, homie, back in high school, he was the man.
The man, right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Was there a specific player that used to give you some rap growing up?
My brother used to play defense. He played defense on everybody. You know what I'm saying? As far as defense, I had to get. I couldn't go out the house without him checking me all day. So that prepared me for any competition outside. I mean, anybody from our area who ever seen my brother play defense, he was known as one of the lockdown guys. So it took me years to get his approval.
He's older than you.
Yeah, older. Yeah.
So he pushing you around and shit.
I mean, that's easy. That pushing around the court was easy compared to in the house. You know that.
Right.
So, yeah.
No doubt. Getting to the level of, you went to JUCO first. Tell me about JUCO.
It was a way out of the hood. I mean, I didn't have the grades. I didn't have I had the SAT score, but I didn't have the core grade point average because I didn't have enough days that I was in school, because I was doing some other stuff that I had no business doing.
Right.
And so I had to take the JUCO route, and that was a blessing for me.
That school that you went to has like a rich history.
Yeah, rich history is in Pasadena, Texas, outside of Houston.
Right.
Down the street. So for me to come back here, it was just like, damn, you cried your ass. When you got here, when I first left DC, I was like, man, Texas. I was like, hell no. But once I heard from back home what was going on, everybody was doing the same type of things. I was like, and my brothers and them like, nah.
Who was some of the other alumni who
Santa Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, Walter Berry. You got Bill Barnett, who's from DC, Sweatsuit Bill. You got Sam Cassell, my boy Omar Sneed. Who else? The list goes on and on, man.
So when you get to a JUCO, this is like a remedial school, right? This is for people who having problems with their grades and shit.
Nah, hell no. It's a regular JUCO. Nah.
Okay, so
It
what was the
GED?
What was the attraction to go to a junior college?
Like I said, when I was 18, I dropped out. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't graduate or anything like that. So not playing high school ball, you had to get something to get into college. So I didn't get my diploma. So I took a course in the summer before I went to junior college, and I went there, I passed it,
Right.
and I was able to enroll in junior college. So I ain't need no remedial school. I wasn't fucked up like that.
I always thought that JUCO was for people who didn't pass the SATs or something like that.
Yeah, SAT, and they want to get better looks in college. Now they call it reclassing.
Okay.
Now they say somebody reclass or something. Man.
So that's what they call the JUCO program.
Nah, now like if you're in high school, instead of going to junior college or graduating, you can reclass. But when we call it, they say you failed or you stay back. So
Is that what they call it now?
Reclass.
Oh, they sugar-coated it.
Southpaw. Completely.
Right. Do you have I noticed that you wore number 23 during different times in your career, which is actually takes balls. Do you have a particular favorite player?
Kevin Johnson, Isaiah Thomas.
KJ.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so when you see me dunk,
Glad you said, oh yeah, the lean, huh?
when I see him dunk on Dream like that, I was like, man, I'm gonna try that every day. And anytime I see a big guy,
too.
that's why that was the first dunk I ever practiced. That dunk.
It's the easiest one.
Yeah.
Especially if you jump off 2 feet.
And you got small hands, so I was able to finesse the ball, get it straight up,
And just punch him down.
punch, slam it. Yeah, real shit though.
I like that you mentioned Kevin Johnson. Do you know that Kevin Johnson averaged like 17 and 9 on the career?
Hey, I knew it was something.
I had to look it up. You know why? Because when the Michael Jordan documentary came out, they have this portion where they talk about Isaiah and how Isaiah was not included in the Dream Team and shit like that. I lived through that. I had to correct some people and tell people John Stockton wasn't like that.
Nope.
He wasn't like that. He was extremely good with fundamentals. He made his free throws. He made his jump shots. There was guards that was better than him, and I used Kevin Johnson, who also played in the Western Conference.
Right.
KJ averaged 17 and 9 on the career. Stockton's numbers wasn't even close.
Nah, Stockton went 14, 2, and
That type of shit. And they tried to put him.
in the echelon.
That's not right. It's not right.
It comes with the color, it comes with the color. But Stockton, assist leader, I mean, we can give him that. But
Right.
overall, man,
I don't
they
take
had to
that
package
from
him.
Malone.
Yeah, it was a package.
He pick and roll the motherfucker to death.
And he gonna roll. That pick was illegal as shit. He hit me so many times. Like
You used to get caught up in them screens with them?
man. And then one time I moved.
So Stockton is running you into Malone.
Run every time, yeah, back and forth, pop, 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 pop. So I went to jump at him. Moochie said, "Hey, man, slow down, young." I tried to jump him along. Moochie was like, "Man, you want to play?" I said, "Man, you better look at his arms." Man. I was like,
Look
"Damn,
how big this nigga.
like, don't mess with him. It ain't enough of us for that. He's like, Cat gonna help. I'm gonna help it. He's like, don't bark up that.
That's
shit.
a whole lot of niggas.
That's a whole lot. You know that.
Tell me about
Country strong.
arriving at the University of Maryland, who has a rich basketball history. Playing for Gary Williams. What was that like going to a D1 school? That's something that we all
Finally.
aspire to get. D1, you made it.
Finally, all that time I was wanting all those letters to come in the mail.
Right.
Coach, give me what school wrote me. What school wrote me? What I said.
Was that as gratifying as going to the league, getting to D1?
Man, to D1 and to play at Maryland at home.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't tell me anything. Like that was the best feeling to be able to play 15, 20 minutes from my house. I ain't really have to stay on campus as much.
Right.
Unless the coaches in a maybe, but I would just stay at home, relax.
He was commuting,
I mean, if I lived 10 minutes from there.
playing D1 commuting.
Man, who does? I was doing both.
Right.
I was staying on campus. Easy.
Right.
Jump shot.
I seen the momentum. I seen it building. at the University of Maryland. And I feel it had something to do with Chris Wilcox, but I knew that y'all was going to get a championship.
Mm-hmm.
You left when they actually won it, but I seen that shit coming. I really seen that.
Coach had it, man. Coach Williams had, but behind me, he already had one locked and loaded.
Yeah.
So they had that experience. Like I said, those younger guys, even though, I came in with them and the seniors were already there for 4 years. So I think for the younger guys who went on to win the championship, I definitely think that I helped them gain some type of confidence because, those guys played together for 4 years and I was a newcomer and they were younger and learned the coach system. So I kind of, spoke up for the younger guys and they stayed there 4 years and, they went to the Final Four twice.
How old were you when you finally made it to D1?
21, 22. 22, yeah. 22. Okay. Junior.
So you was a man on the team?
Nah, I was a junior, so I came in and it was 5 or 6 seniors. So at first they wasn't sure if they was going to start me, play with me a point guard or shooting guard. So I had to go in and prove myself that I was.
What are you? Are you a combo guard?
Man, I like to do it. It don't make a difference. I can bring it up, I can catch it,
right.
I can post. So as you see now, like we was talking, I just think nowadays a guy like Steph Curry to me is like the ultimate point guard that can shoot, who can turn it on, and can dribble the basketball. He got very, very deceptive handle, and that's the best thing to handle.
He dropped Chris Paul
with one hand
with a behind the back joint, and it was behind the back.
Yeah, I've done that before.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was some shit.
Is it some truth that the crossover dribble was, invented, perfected in Washington, D.C.?
No doubt, hands down. Man, anybody that sees that move, and anybody that not from a 20001 zip code, they had to know somebody from D.C. that they.
Was it always called the crossover?
Yeah.
Just crossing.
Yeah, hit them with a high footwork, or it's different names to it. What we call it, there's so many different names.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different ones.
So when the world started calling it the crossover, y'all was just like,
Yeah, we call it. That's basic. Like those crossovers, those are getting the door. When you can do 2 big crossovers with high right, high left, like we call them bigs.
Yeah.
If you do big.
What's a big crossover?
Big when you go all the way up here. And then all the way up here, consecutively. I've done it 1,000,000 times, but like that's hard.
Right.
I'm talking about bouncing hard, and your max will catch it up, boom, and bounce it up.
Yeah.
And you doing it, you wiggling still. So I know I see you move. You thought I was about to shake you, but nah, shit like that, man. Like a lot of people don't know, man. It comes with the rhythm of DC Go-Go, man.
Right. Who did you think you was on draft night that you got the pouting and shit?
I'm at home.
You made it. The draft was in DC?
DC. We at home.
So what you thought the Wizards was gonna draft you?
If that would have happened, well, they actually tried to. I mean, I got it in my phone. They were trying to move up, but man, it was like I walked into the MCI Center, man. It was like I was walking in the house.
Prior to the pick, nobody said nothing like, yo, they might try you.
Nah, man. Well, actually, we told them that we wouldn't. So it was either one. We said either 1 or 3. So
y'all told them from the rip.
I didn't even go there for the. I didn't work out there. Nothing. That they had to come to Maryland.
So well, you said on the documentary, don't nobody want to do business with you.
Why would you do business with them? I'm just like, that's in the.
That's how you looked at it as a business decision.
That early, man. I seen it, man. The taxes. The fans eventually, left the team and abandoned them. They're in Memphis now doing a better job. But, now the market over there in Seattle, Vancouver is up. So maybe they might have another team. I'll coach it too. I'll be the general manager for them. Tell
me something about the new white phenom in the league, Luka.
That's a package. How the hell are you 6'7"? And I know it came from him playing pro basketball young. He had a program at 12, 14 years old. And he's out there dominating some of the America's best players. Like they in high school, they're on JV. So
yeah, and he's styling on him.
And he's styling. And when he hit the game,
with a big.
Yo,
hit him with a big, wasn't
I'm like, man, he gave him a big and then he stepped. I'm like, oh. Somebody gave him my tapes or something. Man. I'm like, yo, this. Man. But yeah, man, it's definitely, with the way that they're playing in the bubble now, but I think this, even though our health should be first, I think for players it's a humbling experience, that the competitive nature of a lot of these players will come back tenfold because even the guys that's on the bench in the bubble, they go into that hotel room like, damn, like how can I get better? How can I be a better team player? Because as you see those rosters and those coaches, they short on their subbing. There ain't nothing too many people rock because a lot of people ain't in shape.
Okay.
A lot of them ain't in shape. They came to the bubble.
So you think that's why they wasn't playing waiters and them? Waiters and
Wait,
JR.
yeah. They wasn't. Plus, they knew, and they like Caruso. So they gonna.
I like Caruso.
Caruso, all right, man, but he can't shoot better than Jay in the clutch. JR, come on, man.
Nah, he can't shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a numbers game.
Right.
Scares his shirt number.
When you finally got settled in Houston, how did you end up in Houston? How did they fix the Vancouver thing?
That's crazy. It's about to come out. August 27, 1999. This was right around the corner. That'll be the 21st to 21st year anniversary of the trade. Okay. So I was riding in the car back home. Agent called me, was like, yeah, we got you to Houston. So they traded, some people to Portland, some people to Vancouver. So I was happy.
Oh, so they gave you a phone call. Did you still have the Grizzlies hat on?
Oh, nah. They called me, this was in August. The draft was in June.
Oh, okay.
So the time went on because I was like, man, I'm not going.
So you just basically tell them, I don't care what y'all do.
Yeah, because we were looking at Italy, man. We were looking at Italy. We'd probably been the first ones to do it. Just until that contract was up. I was going to take the chance because they would have gave me more than my rookie contract overseas.
Wow.
Because back then, the rookie scale,
would you have risked that going overseas for a check as opposed to playing in the prestigious NBA?
Brandon Jennings did it. He did a great job of, going overseas. You got a check instead of going to college, but it would have been a gamble.
Yeah.
It would have been, same thing, like overseas versus Vancouver. 48% of your money gone off the break.
I seen this clip of you jawing with Gary Payton. Was that your rookie season?
Yeah.
What was he saying to you?
GP typical, trying to, rough the young fella up.
What was he saying?
Trying to mule the old young fella. Rookie poke ass bitch, all this and all that. And I was like, man, I hear this shit every day, GP. This ain't nothing. I'm not from where you from, Oakland. I'm from somewhere similar. Yeah. A little bit smaller, a little bit tighter. So if you pop off, you got to pop off quick. It ain't no going home.
Right.
So, I was able to hold my own on and, off the court. And, but I from that first game, it never stopped from other players coming at me the same way.
We know about you as an offensive guy. Tell me about your defensive assignments. Did you ever have to stick Marbury out of some size?
Every guard. Our whole group of guards, we bust each other's asses. We were cool, but we were not like were you handshaking and all of that. Like, we would say what's up, but we were out there to light each other
Kill
up.
switch.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, damn.
That shit was crazy though, bro. We wasn't like, man, we probably go after the game. If somebody had a long road trip and we was in the last city, probably see him somewhere. It wouldn't be like, hey, let's do it like they be doing now.
Too friendly?
Yeah.
You think?
Magic and Jordan even said that. And I do agree with those guys when they say it got too soft.
All right. Check this out, right? While watching the Michael Jordan documentary, I started to notice that Patrick Ewing and Michael Jordan was friends.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that had an effect on the way Patrick dealt with him in the playoffs and shit?
I don't think so, bro. It could have played a psyche towards his teammates. How you hang with that nigga? You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all cool.
Right. They was really cool.
They ain't never happened to me and Baron Davis. You know what I'm saying?
You and Diddy cool?
We still cool, but but that shit in New York and Chicago throughout them years of beefing.
Right.
You never know. They played each other in the national championship in '83. Jordan hit the Jimmy over his man, Patrick. So they probably could have been cool since then.
That's a nice little matchup. That's nice. You and Baron Davis.
Oh man, we just fight.
That's nice.
Fight. What's up? LA, DC, LA, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice, man.
I'm talking about like we used to foul each other hard too.
So, who's better at catching a two-hand alley, you or B Diddy?
B Diddy can jump off both feet better. I'm over 2 feet.
Yeah.
He can do both feet, but I think I ain't seen him catch that. I got him. Yeah, I got him. That ain't nothing.
throw the best lobs in your opinion? Who threw you the best lobs?
Mooch.
Mooch.
Moochie and Walt Williams.
What's up with Wiz? You on Wiz school?
Man, that's my financial advisor, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Walt Williams been there since when he was with the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he was gone. He told me that's what he was going to do. So
Going to
yeah,
financial world.
So he's doing great Morgan Stanley.
Is that right?
And I know, man. They being themselves. They not overdoing or underdoing. They're
Right.
Maintaining after basketball.
Do you have a who your top Maryland basketball players? Do you have?
Man, Walt, John Lucas, Juan Dixon, Joe Smith.
Nice. Real nice.
My top 5.
Real nice.
Can't nobody touch that.
You can't.
I ain't even say me.
That was nice. You
I
got a
didn't
national
say
champion.
Yup, Juan.
You got John Lucas. You got Lynn Bias, a legend.
Walt Williams.
The Wiz.
And
scored
Joe
from
Smith
anywhere.
in the middle.
And Joe Smith was the player of the year.
And number 1 pick.
Number 1 pick.
And John Lucas.
People seem to forget about that. Joe Smith was a big fucking deal.
Man, a big deal, man. When they beat Georgetown at the Capitol Center in D.C., that was like Gary Williams beat that.
Right. So who did Joe Smith then beat from Georgetown? Who was that?
Odella Hurton, Jerome Williams, that whole mob.
Oh, okay.
Like some of them. Yeah.
What was those games like between Georgetown and
They bet
Maryland? Because they right there.
They ranked. They didn't play that much, so they only played like 2 or 3 times back then. I never played against them.
Yeah.
But we always played against each other or some leagues and shit like that. Or see each other on the court and things like. I don't even know where they played in the summers now.
Did you have a particular coach that you developed a solid relationship with?
In basketball,
Yeah.
like college.
At all?
Oh, my coach to this day is my mentor, like my pop, Tony Lang, who taught me he's a cop too. And that's crazy. Like all the shit I used to do it. My coach was a goddamn DT. And, but yeah, man, he helped me with school, helped me with, school too. So,
right.
Yeah.
Was the AAU programs around when you was around?
Came to Boys and Girls Club.
Was DC Assault around?
They weren't around like that with the younger fellas. No, they wasn't in our era. They're new, like 2000s, 70s, 80s, the teams we played with came.
When people mention Washington D.C. basketball players, why don't they mention Adrian Danley? He led the NBA in scoring 2 times.
That's because I think it's that domestic stigma because he played with white people, man.
Is that what it was?
It's fucked up.
So when he played like a Catholic school team?
Yeah, well, he played. Yeah.
Didn't Danny Ferry go there?
Yeah.
So it don't count?
That's what that's messed up to me, man.
Man, AD was a beast.
Man, look at this shot. He gonna shoot all the way back here.
Yeah.
He gonna put his chest and his underarm on.
Can't stop it.
You can't mess with that.
Can't stop it. I love watching vintage basketball games. Mm-hmm. He did everything by way of habit. He did the same shit over and over, and he never stopped this.
He said that.
He just used the same tactical shit.
He said that.
Boom. Oh man, this has been incredible, man. Do you have a list of your favorite dunkers?
My favorite dunkers. Let me see. My favorite dunkers. I liked, of course, Kevin Johnson, Jordan, Spud, Vince, Barron.
Right.
Stromae Swear.
Okay. Stro.
Yeah,
LSU.
Stromae Swear. I like that. I used to play, yeah. When he's dunking out big man, I'm like, yo, man, foul this shit out of his ass. I don't want to hear this crowd making all this motherfucker.
He wasn't going for that shit. Yeah. He knew that's all he brought to the game. He was coming to dunk on the nigga.
And I don't know how they kept going for the pump fake. The same slow pump fake from the 3.
Boom!
Dunking.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you could put together an all-star team of NBA players, your dream team, I don't think nobody could pick a team that's better than the actual dream team for '92.
Right.
But if you could exclude Magic, Bird, Jordan, who would you pick? You know something else? These new schoolers think that they could take them niggas.
Yeah, they tripping. They tripping.
They really, I be reading stuff that's in the comments, and they be like, man, them niggas, I'm like, I have to remind people about how dynamic Larry Bird was a stone cold killer.
Man, and I'm just saying, like, I'm not taking nothing away from the new game, but even me, I mean, their era still doped our era up. You know what I'm saying? We had, from that class with Tim Duncan, everybody in that class probably in the Hall of Fame.
No doubt.
All of them. So,
what year was that? 96?
I think. Yeah, Tim Duncan. One of them drafts.
Probably 98 or something like that.
I was 99. So, but then again, you know, these guys now have more, like you said, they have more supplements. They have better, quicker recovery, better shoes, better social media,
it's obvious.
better technology. So
yeah, when I see a guy like Aaron Gordon just doing all types of crazy shit, I know that he had to get that in the gym. You only get that in the gym.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Where you at as far as training today?
I'm training every day, man. I'm just staying in shape. You know, us as black people, man, we gotta stay away from all this shit that's really fucking us up.
I want you to play in a big three.
Not at gunpoint. Not at Gunny. Not at Gunny. I'm gonna tell you some real shit.
Why?
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Nobody.
Not at gunpoint.
I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I went out there, man, and you know, they asked me to come. I went out there, you know, did my thing. I tried out, and during the trial, it was only like 10, 15 minutes, and they wanted me, because they were happy I was there, so they wanted me to take all these pictures. So I go in there. I probably played like 1.5 scrimmage, and that was it.
Yeah.
So they said, oh, the draft is right now. I was like, cool. So then I think we're going to practice the next day. Them niggas didn't draft me. I was like, hold up. Who's the coach? Guess who the coach was?
Who?
Who you said was talking? No, who you said was talking shit to me my rookie year?
Oh, GP.
Yeah, so what you think?
Oh, yeah, he is a coach.
So what you think?
He is a coach. Okay.
He ain't put me on the team.
So the Big Three is somewhat a tryout situation.
Man, I was trying out. I was like,
was you knocking down shots?
I only took like 4 shots, probably 2 for 4.
Okay.
But like it was just a warm up and like 3 scrimmages. So
all right. See, this is the Big Three now. You ain't gonna be able to dunk on everybody. You ain't gonna do the can't just do the Kevin Johnson everybody.
I wasn't trying to do none of that. I was just trying to get up and down and see, you know, check everybody's posture, see what type of game they gonna play. All-star type of basketball. We're gonna play
they
NBA.
Get down.
Eventually they did, but for me, I didn't want. I seen people get injured.
I like that shit.
I was like, nah, that ain't for me. I'd rather leave my legacy right where it was at, where it is, on an NBA court.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So
it don't attract you. It's not attractive to you.
I'd rather buy a team.
Okay.
I'm on that end now.
Already?
Yeah, I've been on that end. I mean, you see when I told the Knicks to buy me out, so, I mean, I've been...
I think you was pump faking. You just had an attitude problem. You still want to play basketball. You're still young. You don't even got no gray hair.
Nah, shit, my daughter just turned 15, so shit, in a little while. But nah, like I said, I like it, man, to where I can show...
You're coming back.
I can show the game to these youngins, man.
Right.
These youngins need to see it. Real talk.
It's been a pleasure to do
100.
This, man.
You already know how it is, man. And, still the best rapper and dribbling motherfucker out here, me. So
I want to see that hand. The following day after my interview with Steve Francis, he returned to Southeast Washington, D.C., where a basketball court was dedicated in his name. I was introduced to Steve Francis by University of Maryland teammate Lonnie Baxter. Steve had been going through some things and was putting his life back together. And I really, really wanted to be a part of the process. Continue the good work. Trust the process. Peace.